Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, and when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. Okay, we are talking about these PPP loans, y'all, for real. Okay, so we have the Paycheck Protection Plan loans. These loans were intended for small businesses to be able to keep their businesses afloat while this whole coronavirus pandemic was going on. Okay. Now, the first iteration of PPP was tragic, right? Because a lot of the larger corporations who actually met the requirements scooped up, if not all of it, a lot of it, but if the good majority of it. So that entirely ticked off the planet. And so then there was another round of PPP loan funding that was established. Those corporations gave money back, whatever. Okay. But now we're dealing with fraud issues. Okay. And this right here, listen, like people were claiming that those larger corporations stole the money. They did not steal the money. They met the requirements. It just was not executed the way that it was intended. That money was intended to be for the mom and pop type businesses, the small businesses that are in your community that you can go around the corner, get the best sandwich in your neighborhood, that kind of business. That's what it was designed for, even for the individual franchises, because even though individual franchises have larger corporate backing, that's still a small business that is hiring your teenager, right? So that's what the design was for. So, but now we're dealing with the fraud piece, okay? And we have been really warning people and telling people this ain't something that you want to play with. I'm telling you right now, this is not what you want. So I'm going to go through, I have on my computer a few things that I want to share with you to let you know that what I'm telling you is the truth, okay? So first of all, let's talk about the qualifications to get access to these loans, whether it's the PPP or the EIDL or whatever, right? So the first thing is that you have to have a business. What am I hearing and seeing on these streets? People are making up businesses to get access to this money, all because because with the PPP, you have the opportunity to have a good part of that money forgiven, right? But can I tell y'all that the government ain't stupid? So here's the first thing for you. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay. So this is from the FBI website. On March 16th, 2020, the Attorney General issued a memorandum on fraud in connection with COVID-19. Within days, the FBI established a COVID-19 working group comprised of representatives from all 56 FBI field offices and 500 total participants from the Department of Justice and FBI to combat criminals undermining our nation during the crisis. Okay, so they have a task force that is specifically designed to investigate paycheck protection loan fraud. Okay, they created a working group. Okay. So, just in case you think they're not doing their jobs, this is from the Department of Justice, Tuesday, June 23rd. I received this email. 44-year-old Murphy, Texas man was charged with wire fraud and false statements to a financial institution and money laundering for his alleged participation in a scheme to file fraudulent loan applications seeking more than $3 million in Paycheck Protection Loan funds. He actually received $1.5 million, and he spent that on personal purchases, which has included a Tesla, personal investments, home mortgage payment, and home mortgage payments. Okay, he claimed to have over 120 employees earning wages when in fact he had no employees that worked for his business. Now, how does the government know when you have employees or not? Let's see. Are they finding W-2s? Are they finding those employment tax returns, the 941s? They're doing the match. Okay, they're looking at your business, they're looking at your tax ID number and saying, hey, do we have any 941s with this tax ID number? Do we have any W-2s with this tax ID number? No. Oh, let's go see what they got going on. But even still, Secretary Mnuchin said if you're getting a PPP loan of 2 million or more, that they were going to be auditing. So it's no secret that the government is auditing these things. But y'all want to think that they playing though. Okay, so this is from Tuesday, June 16th. An owner operator of several information technology companies based in Chicago has been charged in a complaint with allegedly filing bank loan applications, fraudulently seeking more than $400,000 in forgivable paycheck protection loan funds. Look at that. Hollywood film producer charged with $1.7 million COVID relief fraud used for personal expenses. Let's see, charged with allegedly filing bank application loans seeking more than $1.7 million in forgivable paycheck protection loan funds. Okay. So the government is not playing. They're starting with the 7 and 8 figure loans and working their way down to you. Okay. If you read the small print in these loans, they got years to come back and audit you. And so when you go and file your taxes for 2020 and they're not finding these W-2s or employment tax returns, they're going to be coming for you. When you are lying on a bank application, any type of loan application, that is a federal offense. So I've already heard on these streets that people are out here creating fraudulent Schedule Cs in order to get this money because it's cheap money. It's free money. No, it is not free money. It is not. And then the fact that you don't believe that you're going to get caught, I just don't know what to say. And what makes it so bad is that it's not just the consumer that is perpetrating this fraud. There are actual tax people that are assisting people in committing fraud. How dare you erode the trust of people because you're supposed to be doing the right thing? But they're going to come for you too, right? The government will come for you for filing false Schedule Cs, for these tax folks that are out here that are helping to file these false applications and getting people access to all this money and charging you a percentage of what you receive. You're going to get caught too. It's just a matter of time. And what if I tell you, whenever I'm talking about these fraudulent type things, you have to understand there is no statute of limitations on fraud. So it might be 2020 now, but if they don't figure it out until, 2025, there's no statute of limitations. So don't sit there and think, oh, I just got away with it. No. So listen, it's going to be really easy to catch people with this stuff. And this is why it is normal on a regular day. It is normally very difficult for small businesses to get funding from the Small Business Administration because this money was so easy to access. People lost their minds. Okay. And so now people are out here trying to make up businesses. And even with the economic injury disaster loans, right? Everybody's talking about, this $10,000 grant. If you look at the eligibility, it's asking you which one applies to you. And all of them have to do with having a business. And if you just go and make up some stuff and then the IRS is looking and say, there's a Schedule C for this year, but not one for last year and not one for the next year. What's going on here? They have, and this is automated stuff. This does not necessarily require a person to do, right? It's automated stuff. They're matching your tax ID number, your social security number to any type of of employment tax returns. And if you're up there claiming you got 20 employees and they can't find one W-2 with your tax ID on it, it's fraud. So listen, don't get don't get caught up because you think that you're just going to get this money and go and do whatever you want with it. That is not the purpose of it. Even if you have a small business and you get access to this PPP loan stuff, there are specific things. It lists specifically what you can use the funds for. And if you use it outside of that, you have committed fraud. And when they go back and audit those records and see that you committed fraud, they can prosecute you. Now, I don't know about y'all. While I am wearing orange today, orange is not the new black for Lusandra, right? And it shouldn't be for you either. It is not worth it. There were several people who complained about being shut out of all of this funding. If you did not make a profit, if you did not have your bookkeeping records together, if you did not have a business bank account, if you had poor credit, listen, those are the things that shut people out. Those are the and mainly it was bookkeeping and making no money. Those were the top two things that shut people out. You weren't ready. And I can't tell you how many in my squad of folks here, like I can't tell you how many of us got the same call from business owners. I need a year's worth of bookkeeping done now. And you have no money. Like, why wasn't this, as a business owner, bookkeeping is part of what you do. That is part of running a business. It is not an option. And this is why you got shut out from funding. So it was a combination. Yeah, I get it. The big corporations, they scooped that money up so fast, and the banks were complicit in that, right? Because the banks went with who their best customers are and where they stood to make the most money. That's where the banks messed up. And oh, by the way, the government has also said that, hey, banks, if you have issued these loans to people who do not qualify, we're coming back for your fees. So the government is not playing with the banks either. So the banks have a responsibility to make sure that the people who are getting the loans actually qualify for these loans. But if you're submitting false information, if you're lying on your application just to get money, it is fraud. And then when you are prosecuted, you cannot sit here and say, oh, the government picking on me, the government picking on the little guy. No, you broke the law. So I'm telling you, if you have done this, if you have submitted a fraudulent application, if you got money that you really were not entitled to, give it back and shut that down. Because the last thing you want is the FBI coming for you over some money. Like I cannot express that enough. Okay. So, but hey, if you meet the qualifications to get access to this funding, get your whole entire life. Just be truthful on your application and use the money the way that it's supposed to do. As a business, you need capital to grow. You are not going to always be able to save up enough money to expand your business. Responsible business owners will be able to access capital in order to help them grow or to help them stay afloat. That is what this money is for. It is not for you to go out there and buy cars and look rich when you broke. Okay? If you grow your business the right way, then you won't have to worry about being broke. It's very simple. These loans are very favorable. The terms are the interest rates are low. The terms are favorable. So absolutely. So if you qualify and you get offered funding, absolutely. That's how business works. But don't lie on these applications to get money. Don't do it. Okay. So I know I was sounding a little preachy. But listen, we're trying to help you stay out of trouble with the government. I know you're looking at it like it's just real easy to get your hands on this money, but understand they will be coming to look for you for this fraud. Okay. So thank you guys so much for tuning into Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we air Monday through Friday, and you can come right here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes. All right. See you guys next time. Bye.